As far as I know, this is the first time that a race organization has actually hired a professional chef who's previously worked with professional teams or cyclists to manage the meal service. I do know the ASO, for example, has a very strict type of dietary guideline that they give to all of the hotels, and they might have someone go through and make sure that that's fulfilled. But it's not someone who's been in the trenches with the teams, with the athletes, working with them on a day-to-day basis to address their needs.
The pro team riders come in this way, and the first thing they come up to is like a carving station where there's always like a roast beef or a chicken or something like that. And then they kind of go in the direction of, we've got a couple of hot dishes, whether, usually over here it's like baked potato, roasted vegetables, it's kind of the big things. And what we've done differently this year, and we've made all the facilities kind of come back to a core idea for the menu, is do your hot main dishes, do a huge salad bar, and more importantly, it's like a big fruit and berry bar instead of all the baked desserts and stuff, because these guys don't eat a lot of pastries. So the idea was give them fresh fruit, give them yogurt, give them granola, give them some honey. That's dessert every night. So we have all the hotels this year are cooking rice. This is a huge deal. You'll see, this is 2 big commercial pots of rice. These each make about 30 cups. And we'll go through about 6 of these tonight during dinner. So this is the first place all the guys come. We're doing 330 people at every meal. So that's all the riders and the immediate rider staff. So Swanees, the mechanics, the immediate staff, and then there's a whole other couple hundred staff that eat elsewhere that don't come in here. This is purely for the riders and their immediate staff.
Since these guys do need to consume so many calories, that taste really does matter. After a while, eating all of this food almost becomes like a job. And so if it is bland, if it's not flavorful, if it doesn't taste great, if it doesn't, meet their palate, then it's really, really hard just to scarf all that food down. So anything we can do to really enhance the flavor of the food and make it taste great is super important.
These guys eat twice what normal people eat, but they're eating twice the other things. They're eating twice the amount of pasta, twice the amount of rice, twice of that. Yeah, and the protein is still minimal, and most American places are set up the other way. We're good with grilling beef all day long, but we get really confused at how to make really good pasta for 400 people. Yeah, or just how to keep salad fresh for 3 hours, how to keep that service going.
While I think the science of it is easy to manage, the execution is much harder to manage, especially when you're talking about some specific needs of athletes. For some athletes, they might be allergic to certain foods. They might be gluten intolerant, right? They might be dairy adverse. And so it's having enough of a palate so that every athlete can make the right choice. Obviously, inflammation is a huge thing in a stage race, and so trying to have foods with that are wheat-free, that may not have as much of an inflammatory load, having fresh fruits and vegetables, those sort of things are minor details, but they can make all the difference in the world.
For the little teams, it's huge because this is something they never get to do, and they just kind of are relegated eating whatever's on the line. And they've watched us feed the big guys for years, and the big guys are always like the happy guys. They never leave the table, they're talking, so this is a big deal. And everybody's talking about it. Like the first guy to approach me was Jens Voigt. He's like, Bijou, this is amazing. It's like, I see the difference from the minute you get here. The older boys that have been around forever are happy. The young guys, this is a thrill for them. So it's cool, it's really good for everybody.
I hope that this is a trend that we start to see more in the future. This is certainly a brand new experience for us. We're not totally in control of how the food is actually cooked. We've set the menus, we've set the recipes. Bijou has done a fantastic job of laying down all that foundation and groundwork, but you're still cooking for 300 plus people, and cooking that much food in volume is always going to be difficult. The food, may not taste great. We're taking a big risk here, so I hope that it continues because I know that we're on to something really interesting and really good. We just need the time to vet it out and find the right partners to make sure this can happen.